Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to practice coding and, of course, do speaking and practicing English by speaking with what I am running right now. So on the screen, you see which I show you now. Sorry if I cannot see you on your eyes because I have the other screen which I already share you guys. It's big screen. Okay, today we're going to code the last challenge of the closure, which I will finish today, and then I will move on to the next one with recursions. Okay, just let's get started, right? Okay, let me read prompt out loud. Okay, challenge censor. Create a function censor that accepts no arguments. Censor will return a string that will accept either two strings or one string. When two strings are given, the returned functions will hold onto the two strings as appear for future use. When one string is given, the returned functions will return the same string, except all instances of the first string of except here will be replaced with the second string of the same pair. Let me try to understand this one. I mean, when one string is given, the return functions will return the same string, except that's what make me confused this year. We try to understand what they want us to do, right? When the first string is given and then the function will return the same string, except all instances of the first string, save of a save pair. Oh, okay, will replace with the second string of the save pair. Okay, the first string, value of the first string. Okay, so what we want to do here, okay, let's try to understand line by line. I'm going to write a pseudocode. Okay, they want us to create a function censor that accepts no argument. For now, try to pronounce. Okay. Functions will accept. Oh, let me create function first. Censor and with no argument. And we're going to do something inside object. So it's missing. Okay. So I'm going to write arrow functions in ES6 like this. Okay. Try to understand line by line. Okay. Create a function censor that accepts no arguments. And the censor will return a function. So we're going to, the censor will return function because of closure. The closures can return another function inside. So the closures return other functions. So they need us to make a return function here. So return, 1 second. Let me try to understand. Sorry guys, bear with me, okay? Return a function that it looks like I'm learning to practice and write typings at the same time. It's just a little bit confused. Sometimes it's not easy to, because you do the same things all the time, like practicing English by just speaking and typing is try to see is correct grammar, maybe not, you know. Okay, that takes and have to think about logic, how to code. that take up two arguments two arguments. Okay, so first, we need to, they say it's, okay, the function inside, so we return up to 2 string. It means they can accept 1 string or accept 2 string, right? And they said when, okay, when 2 string are given in the function returned, they need us to hold on to the 2 string as a pair value for further use. So what I understand, because we want to keep track of string if they're giving us 2 string. So if gonna save in object, because they will save like pair, key value pair, right? So I'm going to create a create a variable cache, how to know, to cache as create create a value cache to store a key, to store key, value key and values, not value. Create a value cache to store key value pair. Assign to empty object. And then we do return a function, and inside our function blocks code, we're going to check first, to see how many strings are passed into the return function. Okay, as we return. If yes, we're going to, if have 2 string are given, we have 2 string pass in, add to cache object, which we already create cache object as a key values pair. Try to think what they're gonna do, and then they don't return anything. Return nothing. Okay, and then the second, if give only 1 string, I mean, if give 2 string, else another way is to think if they give only 1 string, right? So if 1 string is passing, if only 1 string is passing, we're going to modify the string to replace any instances, any instance. Let me try to spell instance of the key in the cache. If 1 string passes, we're going to modify the string ones to replace our instance of the key in the cache. The cache with what is it called? Corresponding values in the cache. Okay, and then when after we modify, we just return string, return the modified string. This means we're going to define the string one if we get that. So that is also the code. So okay, let's work on line by line. Okay, so we create a const object. The name is cache, and we assign to empty string because we want to hold in the future. So and then they want us to return, and in closure we return another function. So I'm going to write a function with arrow function. This means is in ES6. Okay. Oh, sorry. Just move it here. So we will see easy way. So move is all inside function. Let me move a little bit. It's easy to read. I think a second. Top. Okay. So here we create function and accept string. I'm going to give a name string1 and tr string2. Okay, then inside the return function, we're going to check first, right? If string2, it means they give one or two string, right? So the string1 is should have it, but if not have string2, something, okay? If they are string2, so we're going to do something. Yeah, so we check if string2 so if two strings are passing at cache very clear. So yeah, if have two strings, because if we only one, we not need to check here, right? But because they want to check if we have two strings, we want to add two strings at key value pair by this string one be a key and string two be a value. So if they are string two, we're going to add key to we're going to add key value pair to cache, right? So for key will be string one, and we assign string two as a values, string two as the value, and then we said we return nothing, but because of JavaScript function, when they hit return, if these functions come to here and then they are to string, right? They will just go through this if statement and add the as key value pair, because the prompts don't want us to, don't want us to return anything. So I just write the return. So when the first time, when the two string come, it's just return nothing, and the functions will execute and get the corrections. They didn't do anything. But if they are only one string, we're going to do next line. So yeah. Okay, if only one string come, so we're going to do just check a key value pair from cache, and we will use replace, like if one string passing, we're going to modify the string to replace any instance of the key in the cache will responding value in the cache. So we're going to use an object to check and change cache to be an array. So we have method object the key that's gonna change cache to be arrays, And then because this is now cache already array, we can use the built-in method for each. It's kind of like a for loop to get key, right? We're going to get key and we're going to replace key with something. Okay, let's see here. And then what we're going to do here, we're going to replace and modify string 1. Okay, we're going to modify string 1 and we'll return the string 1. Modify string 1 by just say that string 1 up. So set it to string 1 will replace, you replace. Can I pronounce it correct? Replace, P-L-A-C-E, and then replace except to parameter first, any words in the first parameter will replace by another word. So in this here, we're going to replace a key by use catch key, right? So so we have a catch, and then we're going to repeat key. So then we just return the string 2, which already modified. Return. Oh, so excited today. It's quite hard, this one. Okay, so let's see if it's working. Oh, okay, all done is correct. You see, let me explain for line by line. Okay, here we create a function censor that accepts no parameter, right? No parameter. Censor is a function. And inside the functions, what we're doing here is like we create a variable cache to store key value pair. So we assign first to be empty object to give to store key value pair, because object can store data as pair, as key and value pair. Okay. Okay, yeah. And on line 5, we said return a function that takes up 2 arguments, because we want to return the closures will help us to do returns functions to outer functions. So this is actually here, or which I highlight here from line 6 to line 20. This is all functions. In the inner functions, we return to outer functions, because the closure is really special, is very amazing. They help us to keep track the data saving closure, so it can use for file student. Even censor, outer functions is already done, is already closed, but they still keep the closure data. Data is still keep closure. Oh, sorry, closure is still keeping data in it, and then we can access in the future. Is that they receive keep their data. So what I understand, what I know is the closure is the is how to say, is help us to get in the data of the parent functions. Even the parent functions is already closed. So let me try to understand what this closure mean, right? They say that the closure, yeah, let me read it. So what is closure, right? Yeah. Try to practicing the speaking. Okay, that's it. What is a closure? They said closure is a function in a function. That's why I said closure is a function in a function. So this is function in the functions. The inner functions, so this is, I already highlight here, has access to the outer function. So functions can access to outer functions scope and parameters. Even after outer function has returned. So that means actually on JavaScript, they help us, the closure help us to be like inner functions can access the variable or information or data out of scope, right? This is the scope. This is we call block scope, right? In function, all here can access outside, but outside function cannot access inside. Outer function cannot access inner function, but inner function can access. And because of the closure can help to access the outer functions, even outer functions is already returned or done. We know that JavaScript, if the function hit the returns, the keyword of return will mean the function is done. It just pop off of the call stack and pop up of the call stack and the debit correction, and then you know that culture still keep it for you. Okay, so yeah, that's the return function here. So the next slide we said check to see how many strings are passed in the return function, and then it's up to 2 strings. Right? You can accept 1 parameter, string parameters, or you can take up to. So in here, we will check first. If have string 2, we will do something. I mean, you have 2 strings. Actually, I can write it down here, right? Right. I mean, I can show you here, right? And like it, but not need to because we always will accept 1 string. But because we need to check if have 2 strings, so we did this one to check. If have string 2, we will do something. If 2 strings are passing and add cache object as a key value pair. So on the key value pair, we want the first thing to be at a key and values will be string 2. Okay. So on object, we will see like value pair now. Okay. Like this line 24, we invoke the chain sense dog and send to parameters. So we'll add dog as a key and cat as a values, and we return nothing because the functions when hit return is just done, right? And if so, they're not gonna log anything, not showing anything. That's why they said not log anything, not return anything, right? So just nothing return. Because we invoke the function 3 times and the last 26 they are send only 2 parameters with that string, right? And then we're going to do the next slide on line 14. Okay, so line 14 says if we have only 1 string passing, we're going to modify the string ones to replace or at any sense instance of the key in cache with corresponding value in cache. So because of the objects dot key method functions, we can make cache before be as a value, right? Because we get key of, we can use this one or we can use another one like 4 int. 4 int to get key also, but this time I'm going to use object at keys cache, and then because cache now use this method, use this function, and then cache now be an array. So the arrays we can use loop in iterate loops this element, right? So I'm using a for each, and then I'm send a key and how and get a key, right? So then we use string 1, we're going to modify, and then string 1 is set it equal to string 1 and replace, or we find the key in the string 1 and replace by the values of cache key. So then we return that. That's why the answer will be here, right? You see like replace or this is busy quick here, and just repeat quick by push as it's slow and boop, 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 and then we replace dogs because we find in key and replace dogs with cats. So the answer be the slow brown fox jump over the lazy cat. Okay, how long I make the video? Now it's going to look like going to be long. Okay, thank you guys. If you have any comment or suggestion or give me any advice, thank you so much in the future. Bye bye.